Hey guys, how's it going and welcome back to Toon Tuesdays, your weekly roundup of Newcastle United news. I hope you're all enjoying the great weather. I was certainly enjoying it on Sunday when I went out to watch England versus Panama, so I'm looking a little bit red right now. But speaking of the World Cup, our man Mitrovic got a goal against Switzerland on Friday. Unfortunately, Switzerland did come back and win 2-1. But Serbia are still sitting in a pretty decent position, just 1 point behind Brazil and Switzerland. And they play Brazil tomorrow night. So a win for Mitrovic tomorrow would see them go through to the round of 16. So good luck to Mitro tomorrow night. We'll have to see what happens. Today, Rafa Benitez was spotted back in Newcastle down at St James's Park. A few lucky people who were around the ground at the time got a chance to get some photos. It's not exactly known why he was there today, but you'd expect it was a meeting with Newcastle United to discuss how the summer is going so far. Maybe even his contract, transfers, what is the transfer budget at the minute, and is Newcastle still up for sale or not? So there's still a lot of things that I imagine Rafa may or may not know. It's definitely things that we need to know. We are getting into the summer now. Pre-season training for the team starts Monday coming, and we play our first friendly against St Patrick Athletic in exactly 3 weeks' time, which actually happens to be the Tuesday after the end of the World Cup. So time is really ticking down now. I really would have hoped at this point Rafa would have signed his new contract, would be moving on to discuss transfers, but he still hasn't signed a new contract, and it is still thought to be because he hasn't been given that full responsibility of the transfers like he wants, which is probably why we haven't signed anyone since Dubravka. I mentioned it briefly there, and just to pick up on it again, the sale of Newcastle United. I want Rafa to get his contract signed, I want Ashley out, and I want us to buy some players. Unfortunately, I think all these things are, well, they're interlinked between each other, which is the massive sticking point, but the ultimate issue is that because of all of that, we aren't making the signings we need. I know I said the World Cup can slow transfers down, and I think that is to be the case for Newcastle and pretty much every team, but we really do need to get a move on now. Sticking with transfers, and I mentioned this in my keep or sell video when I did that about a month ago, and I also mentioned it in another Toon Tuesdays video a couple of weeks ago, and it's that Merino is still linked with leaving Newcastle United. He was originally linked with Real Betis. Now it's looking like it could be Real Sociedad, and he's not expected to join the team on Monday at the start of pre-season training. It's thought that Moreno has a £10 million release clause in his contract, and it's believed that Real Sociedad have agreed to meet that £10 million release clause. Nothing's in stone here. This is all just still talk at the moment, so I am really hoping he is there on Monday with the squad and none of this comes off. The last thing we need is a quality player to be walking out of our squad for £10 million. It's a really popular thing in Spain to have a release clause in your contract, and it's thought that when he was putting pen to paper for Newcastle United that his agents were really pushing for that. So the first question is, why is it 10 million and not much higher? But even after that, as soon as the links of him leaving came out, surely we sit him down, tell him we want him to stay, and get a new deal done. I mean, if Merino has actually decided he does want to go, he doesn't want to be here anymore, then we can't change that. And I know Shelvey and Diarmi were cracking for us in the second half of last season, which is why Merino didn't grab as much game time coming back from his injury as he may have wanted. But as I said, he's a quality player, and I do not want him to leave. So if he does actually go, I think we have some big boots to fill, especially for 10 million. You can't get anything for 10 million these days. So I hope he's there on Monday, and I hope Rafa, someone has a word with him and we keep him. Moving on to transfer rumours, and yet again we are linked with everyone and their dog, so I won't go into all of the rumours, but one that did catch my eye was Clement Grenier. You might remember him, we were linked with him around 4 years ago. So since that time he's had some injury troubles. He had a loan spell at Roma, and this January, so just this year, he's signed for Guingamp and has brought back his form. Because of that, a number of clubs are interested. Supposedly Newcastle are interested as well, and it's a fee of around 2 to 3 million, which is a short sight cheaper than what we were linked with 4 years ago, which was 10 million plus. So who knows? It's another rumour. Let me know down below if you think he could be a decent buy. Also, I'll let you guys know, if you haven't renewed your season ticket yet, the deadline was due tomorrow. It has now been pushed back to the 3rd of July. So if you want to renew it and sit in the same seat you sat in last year, you need to get that done before the 3rd of July to stop any risk of anyone picking your seat. Mine is all renewed and ready to go for next season, so I cannot wait. And to finish this video with some sad news, Jose Enrique, the former Newcastle United left back who went on to play for Liverpool and then Real Zaragoza, recently released on social media that he has had surgery for a brain tumour and is now recovering. I've seen loads of get well messages from you guys, including players like Gutierrez. He was actually in London meeting Chris Hughton when he fell ill and then had surgery, and as I said, is now recovering. So I wish him the best from me and all of the Newcastle United fans, so I'm hoping he gets well very soon. And that is it, guys, so I hope you have enjoyed the video. Drop a like if you are enjoying this series. Get well to Enrique, and fingers crossed we can get things started in this transfer window very, very soon. Enjoy the nice weather, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you later.